Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. This is Jefferson Fossey here with Walsh Trading. It is Monday, November 17th. It is 7:45 here in the morning. Grain markets just paused here for the overnight session. Let's take a look and see what the markets may have done here on Friday. What might have happened here overnight, what may happen here later on today and this week. Please keep in mind futures trading does involve substantial amounts of risk, certainly not suitable for all investors, traders, or producers. So let's take a look here. Live cattle here on Friday. The February contract finished the day up 57 here, bouncing off that 200-day moving average. You can see that there on the chart here. Let's clean this up just a little bit here. Let's see if we can get that off of there. There. Now you can see that 200-day moving average a little bit better here. That's a 216.25 half. That's what we bounced off of here on Friday. Finding some support there. It's the second time in about a week and a half. They bounced off that moving average last Thursday here, so a week and a day before we hit it again here on Friday. Short-term averages, 5 and 10-day moving averages did hook over toward the bullish side here with Friday's trade. We are at kind of a key level of support here, so perhaps the technicals are losing some of their downward strength and the cattle markets are getting too ready to retrace back higher here. Same thing with feeders. Big spike low here. Did set new lows for the move here on Friday, but finished the day up to 10 here in the January contract. 5 and 10-day moving averages also hooking over to the buy side there. Stochastics pointing higher. MACD starting to lighten up here a little bit as well. And doesn't come out for very often except toward the very end of when these feeder cattle contracts life. But we've got 200-day moving average support here, 308.27 here in the January feeders. Technicals might be losing some of their bearish strength here and probably push things back higher here from there. So that's what the technicals are saying. Let's see if the market cooperates. Same thing here with the the lean hogs here. February lean hogs down 52 or up 52 on Friday. Short-term averages after two big bearish days here, Wednesday, Thursday of last week, kind of slowed the bearish momentum here on Friday. Didn't finish up toward the highs, kind of mid-range toward the lows of the day, or at least closer to the lows than the highs, certainly. Short-term averages 5 and 10-day. They've been on the bearish side here since October 2nd. They are making a bullish crossover here with Friday's trade. Stochastics still pointing towards some lower prices, so we might have some weakness still ahead of us in the hogs, but at least the technicals are slowing down toward the downside. Big WASDE report here on Friday. I don't have time to go into it all here in this space here this morning. Corn had a pretty bearish reaction to it, down about 11.5. This morning it's up about 3/4 cent. The only comment that I'll make here about the WASDE report is I don't think the data was complete, and I think if the data was actually as bearish as it came across on paper here, I mean, we didn't really cut much on the corn crop, didn't cut too much on the bean crop. Both of those would be very bearish things, but I think we might get a bigger adjustment here with the December or January reports. Corn finished down 11.5 here on Friday. This morning it's up just a little bit, lower lows, lower highs. It's only up 3/4 cent. We are below both the 5 and 10-day moving averages there. A little bit disappointed that we faded so far away from the 200-day moving average here with Friday's trade. But big volume here on Thursday, big volume here on Friday. I do expect the market to try to reverse itself back up and go back higher here. Soybeans are up 13.25 here this morning after dropping 22.5 here on Friday, closing below both the 5 and 10-day moving averages. Pretty big bearish day here for it, but much like corn, I think if they really wanted to crack the soybean market, we would have pushed it a lot lower here, a lot faster. Today we're up 13.25, nice bullish reversal here for the soybean market. January's trading 11.37 3/4. We're back above the 5 10-day moving averages, and I do think the bean market wants to continue to go higher. Same thing with soy meal here, down day on Friday, finishing down $5.70, but this morning we're up $2.90 here, 327.50. Tested 10-day moving average support overnight and bounced back up above the 5-day. 5 10 days are in bullish configuration, pointing toward higher prices. Remember, they made that crossover here on Thursday. Didn't do any real damage to the chart. Friday just looks like a profit-taking day at the end of a week here. Looking at soy meal, or soybean oil, excuse me, down up 27 here in the overnight session. Friday didn't get much push out of the WASDE report, down just 7 ticks. 50-day moving average, that green average that you see there, kind of holding resistance here over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading sessions today so far included. Soybean oil so far today has a nice little bullish engulfment going here on the chart. So that could be a nice little technical sign that the market wants to try to push back higher. You also got trend line moving average or trend line support here that we're bouncing off of in the night session. 200 days a little bit below all of that here at 49.91. Nice big fat round even number of 50 cents even is holding support here so far in January bean oil. Looking over to the wheat market, Chicago wheat here. This is for March, and an equilibrium day or a doji on Thursday. Carryout numbers push the market down pretty strong here, down 10 3/4 on Friday. Again, not a huge day down, and not an over reaction at all, I think, from a WASDE report. This morning we're up a little bit, up 5 3/4, trading 547 1/4. I think the market is trying, keyword trying here, to reverse its downtrend that has been in place here for so long. I mean, look at how long this trend has been intact here. You've got the 100-day still pointing toward lower prices. We're down below that. The 200-day has been pointing down here for quite some time, and this contract has been bearish pretty much its entire life. I think it's tentatively trying to reverse itself back higher here, kind of like wheat from the long side here, expecting that 50-day moving average 536 3/4 to hold in Chicago wheat. March KC wheat's up 3 3/4 there. Kind of a similar commentary than what I had in Chicago wheat, kind of failing away from that 100-day moving average here with Friday's trade. A lot of it had to do with the WASDE and the carryout numbers. We got lots of wheat around the world. This morning it's got a small inside day going on, up 3 3/4, trying to reverse the down 12 cents that we got here on Friday. It's going to take a little bit more than that. I think it's going to take a little bit of a heavy lift, but I do think the wheat market's trying, again, keyword trying, to work itself back up. Before I let you guys go here, let's take a look at some other markets that are moving around. Gold's down about 30 bucks here on the day. Kind of an equilibrium day last Thursday. Got some profit taking move here on Friday. A little bit weaker here today. Silver market ran up, set new contract highs here on Thursday. Then got hit by about a profit taking. It was down 248 here on Friday. Another 36 cents lower here today. Profit taking against new contract highs. Not surprising. Just got to wait and see where the metal markets are going to find support. Stock indexes here, S&P's down about 15 1/4 here this morning. Short-term averages turned to the sell side. To the buy side here with Friday's trade. I did have commentary about that. I don't think we should probably be a buyer on strength. Stock indexes look fairly weak to my eye. I had a big doji or an equilibrium day in the NASDAQ futures on Friday. This morning we're down about 50 or so, 51 1/4, 52 lower here, back underneath that 50-day moving average in the NASDAQ. Dow futures, 3 red days here in a row. Big one, 821 lower on Thursday. Only 318 lower, getting close to that 50-day moving average support here on Friday. But this morning we're down another 114. And the Russell, the broader market here, bouncing off that long-term 100-day moving average support here on Friday. This morning we're getting a little bit weaker here. It's down about 7 to 8. Handles lower here. And Russell, the broad market's been on the bearish side here for about, 2 weeks now, continues to work its way down. Might be a signal of what's to come here in the narrower market, equity markets. That's what I got here today for you folks. I appreciate you listening. If you have any questions, comments, please reach out and let me know how I can help. Thank you.